You know, there's always something going on in the royal household, and who better to give us a rundown than royal biographer Angela Levin. Angela.
Hello.
Right, so where should we start? The Winchfest?
Well, I've been boiling over with anger, actually. I mean, I spent a lot of time, 50 months with Harry, when I did his biography, and he was always lively. His twinkly eyes and smile, ready for a joke, ready for something sarcastic but not nasty. And seeing him on the ITV documentary about tabloids on trial, he had nothing in his face. He looked so miserable. He looked absolutely dull. He had nothing. He was so depressed. And I thought, you know, you're such a silly man. You married the woman you loved, even though she might be difficult. You loved her, you fell for her. You've got 2 children, one at each, 16 bathrooms. For goodness sake, move on. And he doesn't seem to want to. But what I found awful was his undercover rudeness to the royal family. I mean, I'll just read you. He said, first of all, he wants to stop all the tabloids. And he says, no one else in the world was better placed than me.
I remember that bit, yeah.
That's a shocking bit, isn't it?
Because he's a prince, so he has endless funds, so he doesn't need to worry about being sued or made bankrupt because he'll always have money. I think that's the point.
Next one. When in a public role, these are the things that should be done for the greatest good. That is telling his father off how to be a better monarch. I mean, I can't imagine how rude that is and how hurtful it is. And he's also, when he says all this about himself, forgetting that actually all the things that he did where he was so rude about all the family. And he thinks that's fine, it doesn't matter, it's sort of gone out. He's got his own way of thinking what the truth is. And I think he's just getting appalling, absolutely appalling. I think it's a great shame. And the thing he's been saying about Meghan, that what he hates about the papers, which is actually he can't control at all, it means he doesn't want any papers, is that they're talking about knives, and he won't let his wife come because there are knives. Well, it is dangerous, but it's not so dangerous. He would be protected by people. And he said, that's why I won't allow her to come here. Well, 3 weeks ago, he was saying that he wanted to come here to buy a house in Windsor so he could spend time with the children and her. So you don't know what he's talking about. 1 minute he's coming, next minute he's not coming. It's all a terrible muddle. I don't feel sorry for him. I feel that he's actually let down his family. And the more he goes on, that they should be joining in it with him. They should take part of trying to stop the tabloids coming out. But, you know, if you think that Charles has got cancer and his sister-in-law's got cancer, the last thing they're going to do is to get onto something like that and get involved. It doesn't seem to think... He's going to be 40 in September, which is hard to believe because he really behaves like a teenager and he doesn't think about someone else's position. Is this a sensible time to bring this up?
Well, you would argue that what he's doing there is a crusade for other people, and he's the best person to do it.
He does feel he's doing a crusade, but he shouldn't bring his family in because they've got other things to worry about and are very important. But the irony is that here's his bad behaviour. The High Court judge has said to him that he's got to find a lot of documentation that he's got rid of because he's very busy attacking one more newspaper, but he's thrown away all the evidence. And the judge has said he's got to find it. Well, that's very difficult, but it's, he won't be able to do it. But he won't be able to take the case forward. But that hasn't come into his mind either. So it's just a big, big mess.
It's a big mess, and thank goodness we're not in it. It's a sticky mess. Maybe you could use one of Meghan's jams to get out of it. Angela Levin, thank you very much.